all of the reports of UFOs and flying saucers, it all started with one guy who was flying his airplane above, above Mount Rainier. And I think it was in the late 1940s. And he reported he saw something. And then he reported that it moved like a saucer would move. And I think he said it moved like a saucer skipping on the water. And from that description is how we got stuck with the term the flying saucer. And so, anyway, what did he see? I think I understand what he saw because I've been to Mount Rainier, and Mount Rainier is a beautiful volcano. And that's Mount Rainier, more or less. And he saw something when he was flying up there. But I think he even describes it as, he admits it was like 20 some miles away. And he saw something he thought was like a disc. And if you go to Mount Rainier, you'll see something that does fit his description a lot of the times. And that's because there are clouds that form behind the mountain. Now, I don't know why this is. It's like when the air goes rushing around Mount Rainier and goes over it, it's like the water comes out of the air and forms a cloud. It's always like there. You notice it all the time. And what these, the air seems to come around the mountain, and swirl around, and makes kind of like discs. And they don't get high like a cloud, a storm cloud. And I think it has something to do with the altitude. They don't really get past this height here, but they do form little swirling clouds, and then they kind of break off and they go away and dissolve. But what I noticed when I was there, and you notice this many times, that when the sun is at a certain height and it starts casting the shadows around the mountain, it'll light up these individual little swirling discs of clouds. And it does kind of give you the idea that maybe you use your imagination here, but yeah, they do kind of look like, well, here it was, and then it skipped over to here, and then it skipped over to there. And that's just the light and the shadow playing with the different discs of clouds. And that, I think, was just what he saw. And then it was, of course, when you keep telling the same story over and over and over, that story just gets better and better and better. And so pretty soon you're talking about little green men. But I think actually this is all he really saw was it's just a natural cloud formation that they form when the wind comes around the mountain, and they form on the backside, and they form these swirling little clouds, and then the clouds kind of break off. And yeah, you get the right lighting situation as the light starts to set, or maybe in the morning when it rises. And it does kind of look like you lit up this one, and then you lit up this one, and you lit up this one. And that matches his description of a saucer being skipped across the water. And I think that's all it was.